Hello, everybody. I have been working on a book. It is called Meeting Phibius, and it is my first officially printed children's book that I bought 100 copies of, and I'm selling them really quick. Meeting Phibius is a story where Miss Willow reforms a thief, Phibius, who is a hyena in medieval anthropomorphic fantasy times, and she teaches him basically to earn his money himself and pay fairly to the vendors and people who, for instance, in this picture here, he's actually buying his first bread. By the way, there's wicked spoilers of the book. It's a short little book. But if you want to order it for the holidays for somebody you know or yourself or to support me generally, it's on my Etsy shop at Miss Willow Artistry. You just go to Etsy, and when you type in the search Miss Willow Artistry in one word, there should be a little arrow where it drops down and it says search shops with the name. It's very confusing, but you can even just look up on Google Miss Willow Artistry Etsy, and it's probably going to be one of the first ones that shows up. But if you're interested, I'm going to read this story really quickly to you guys. A Farendale Tale by Miss Willow Artistry. So yes, I will read it for you guys. And when you're ready, sit back, relax, get a hot drink, get something, cold drink, a little snack, anything that you are interested in to help you relax and listen to the book. These are wicked spoilers. If you don't want to know what's in the story beforehand, don't listen. You can surprise yourself by buying the book. Right now, they're only $10 up front with shipping. Shipping not included in the $10. But I'm very excited to get these paid out and be able to start my next book. I'm going to probably start my next book or comic or physical thing once I earn back what I paid for these to get printed, and I'm about halfway there. A lot of friends and family, to all my friends and family who have helped out by getting these books, thank you so much. Your kindness means so much to me. But without further ado, let's get into the story. Phibius the Hyena. This story begins with a very lonely hyena and a wealthy adventurer princess named Miss Willow. Willow takes on the task of comforting others and exploring the land of Farendale with its creatures. She's a kindred spirit hoping to make a change in the world for the better. Phibius the hyena, who was abandoned as a cub on the streets, became a thief, stealing money from the pockets of busy market-goers. He sat in the alley in the shade, awaiting a crumb of bread to drop from strangers' hands for him to gobble up. And this morning was no different. As the sun grew higher and higher in the sky, he noticed a fair-haired lady walking past. "Oh, how wealthy this one looks! She must have a good coin on her," Phibius stated hopefully. The girl walked past without a care in the world, and with a big coin in her pocket, ready to purchase a loaf of freshly baked bread. Willow trotted the streets of Lower Farendale Kingdom gleefully, as folks who passed her by waved and shouted loudly. She humbly smiled and waved to those who greeted her. Rarely does she get the chance to travel downtown to see the monthly farmer's market. The baker hollered out to her with excitement, "Willow, Willow, come over here! I've got a discount for you, my lady. My bread's fresh, the poppy seeds crisp, and my newest loaf has your name on it." He was a tall and hefty bear, almost not fitting his apron. Willow approached and held out her hand for the anticipated sample that the baker offered friends and family. The warm loaf was tender, soft, and smelled of garlic and spices. It tasted better than ever. She replied, "No discount is necessary, Mr. Baker. I will pay in full for your hard work." A grin ran across the face of the baker as he pondered the earnings. As Miss Willow rummaged through her empty pocket for a big gold bit, a worried look came across her face. She continued searching as the furry figure chuckled, shuffling away with her valuable coin. He was enthralled by the weight of it. Hearing his snicker, Willow turned suddenly to see the sneaky mutt scurrying towards a crowd, holding her special Therian currency. "Get back here now!" she shouted. She called out and ran hastily after the thief. She tripped on her own boot a few times, but eventually caught up to him. "Hey, sir, I believe you have something of mine, am I right?" she accused. Phibius rolled his eyes and slipped something shiny behind his back as he laughed to himself. Me? Little silly me? Why, I'm just your neighborhood-friendly little hyena, my dear. Why would I have anything that doesn't belong to me? He argued. Willow darted behind his back and called out, Aha! You do have my money! Give it back now, or I'll put in a word to King Augustine. Some townsfolk turned, gaping at the scene. Eventually, after much poking and prodding from Willow, Phibius caved. Ma'am, I really didn't mean any harm, he said. You must forgive me. I'm just a silly little guy. I have no food, and the people here have a dislike for me. I really didn't know why. I just take what I need. I thought that if they don't see it, they wouldn't think it happened, he muttered, questioning his wrongdoing. Willow sighed. The look in his eyes was fearful. Well, give me back the coin and I won't tell the king, she said. This king was a 1,000-year-old dragon. Phibius gulped, and shaking, he handed the coin back to her. I am deeply afraid of dragons, as if you can't tell. When I was starving and alone, a small drake fought me for a slice of bread one night, he said. He reached out a paw and revealed a pinkish scar on one of his paw pads. Willow gasped. I am so sorry about that, sir. Sir? She asked him for his name. My deepest apologies, miss. I am Phibius, the crook, some say, although I know not what that means. He spoke softly and respectfully. I am Willow, the castle princess and adventurer, she said. Phibius's fur stood on end. Are you sure taking other coins from the hands and pockets of the wealthy is wrong? If so, why does it feed me so well, and I see folks handing coins to each other all the time? Phibius remarked. Willow stepped aside with him. You must not know much about these things, she said. They worked hard for these coins which belong to them. You must earn yours too. They aren't giving them away as if it was a trade. Your hard work for the vendor's hard work, such as bread. You cannot take other people's hard-earned valuables, or it makes you, well, a crook, Willow explained. Phibius looked sullenly to the ground. I just stole this coin here from the baker. Should I return it? He asked Willow. Yes, of course, she replied. Phibius seemed afraid all of a sudden. What if he throws tomatoes at me like the kids do? He panicked. Willow set a hand on Phibius's shoulder. I know him. He's a good guy. Now come with me, she said, pulling his hand and winding her way through the crowd. The baker was quite unhappy, but he threw no tomatoes at the face of poor little Phibius. Instead, he grunted and thanked him for returning what he had wrongfully taken. Willow handed Phibius a coin. Here you go. You've earned it, she said, placing the coin he had once taken into his paw and shutting it. Are you sure, miss? I don't know if I deserve this. Phibius teared up a small bit as he looked at the confirming young lady. He nervously handed the coin to his baker and asked for a poppy loaf. Gladly, the baker turned around and handed him a tasty treat. Willow turned to face him. How do you feel? She asked the shivering hyena. He cried softly and leapt into a great big hug. In the distance, the baker smiled and spoke. She can even reform the nastiest of folks. Now she can do anything, that Miss Willow. Phibius and Willow sat together at the meeting fountain, bonding over tasty bread. They discussed ways that Phibius could find a job in town and give back to his community and mend his relationships. She offered him a room at the entry of her tower in the fields to help him get back on his feet as they became close and fast buddies. The end. Well, that was Meeting Phibius by me, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you want this book for a family member or for yourself, I only have 90 copies right now, and the ones that I did sell sold pretty fast. So, if you are interested, grab them quick, because I don't know when I'm going to print a second edition. So, you can get a first edition signed by me, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So, have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned!